DaniLeigh, like many of today's hottest artists, can thank social media for her rise to fame off the back of her Kiki TikTok dancing craze set to Drake's In My Feelings.
After like a couple hours, it was at like 1 million. I was like, yo, I got my first viral video. That's crazy.
But unlike most of these viral artists, DaniLeigh has already shared the stage with some of the biggest names in the music industry, thanks to her career as a dancer that helped her pave the way to do a solo career as a musician with enough experience and charisma to set herself apart from the rest of the pack.
People be trying to say like, oh, you popped off the Kiki challenge, and I'm like, well, if you look at the dates and then look at everything I had before that, nah, I've been doing this.
Dani is a self-proclaimed Dominican mommy straight out of South Florida, and whether it was her dancing career, her teenage YouTube covers, or her viral success, she's been proving that she was born for the center stage and a worldwide audience for a long time now. After moving to LA to kickstart a career for herself at the age of just 16, Dani has never looked back. But that doesn't mean we can't take a moment to appreciate where she came from on the way to where she's going. Sometimes when we make these videos, I'm wondering if celebrities watch them, but we recently had DaBaby in our comment section, so I guess it's safe to say they do. It was poppin', guys. Your boy Marlon Palmer back at it again with a brand new video. This one taking a look at the remarkable come up of DaniLeigh prior to fame, here for you on Before They're Famous. We've also covered Lori Harvey, and Skin Diamond, so please, after this video, check those out on our channel. Please be sure to let us know what you think of her story by sounding off in the comments down below. Follow me on Instagram at DadDoMcFly, and let's get into the story. DaniLeigh was born Danielle Leigh Curiel on December 20th, 1994 in Miami, Florida. Her father was born in the Dominican Republic and her mother was born in New York City, where they eventually met and fell in love.
Mom was a street dancer in New York City. Like, she was my inspiration for some of my pictures. And then my dad, his sisters used to sing in church and everything, so. And his dad's name was Beethoven. Like, they definitely were super musical.
From the very beginning, her parents played a crucial role in Dani's development. For instance, her mother was a dancer who, despite the fact that she never became a professional, passed on her love for the art form to her younger daughter.
My mom tried to put me in dance class at like the age of 10. I was like, no, I want to play baseball.
At the age of 10, she put Dani in an authentic Indian dance class, despite the fact that she was the only girl there with the Spanish heritage. Then at the age of 12, Dani's mom put her in a hip-hop dance school before moving on to jazz and ballet 2 years later. Her house was always teeming with Dominican music like bachata, merengue, and of course salsa, and her dad kept her up to date with some of the biggest acts in hip-hop like the Wu-Tang Clan and other classic stars. For her own part, Dani loved to listen to Alicia Keys, Aaliyah, and Drake, anything that she could vibe to, really. As a youngster, Dani was not at all confident about the sound of her voice, but that didn't stop her from posting covers to famous songs on YouTube by the time she was only 14 years old. For the most part though, Dani decided to stick to a lane, and that lane was dancing. As someone who was heavily involved in extracurriculars from such a young age, school was always more of a roadblock for Dani than it was a stepping stone to success. She attended everyday normal school until she was in grade 9, but then at the age of 16, she and her mother and siblings packed up their bags and moved into a one-bedroom apartment in LA to give Dani every opportunity to succeed in the music industry. Meanwhile, back in Orlando, Florida, her father did his best to hang on to the family restaurant they had there. But over time, with everyone being pulled in so many different directions, they would end up losing the business. She told Harper's Bazaar, "All the sacrifices they put into me really paid off because they believed in my talent, and that's super rare. Not a lot of people have family like that. I'm just grateful and want to give back completely to my family." I remember when I told my mom I wanted to go to the NBA. She took my basketball away for a month, so good parents, good parents. While trying to get a career off the ground in LA, Dani was homeschooled and she almost landed herself a spot on the Fly Girl crew in a relaunch of an In Living Color, but she lost out because the producers thought she was way too young. After that, in order to stick to the trajectory that she envisioned for herself, Dani finished her GED despite only being 16 so that she could be legally considered an adult. From that point on, she decided to focus on music, and in that sense, dance turned into preparation for what was to come. Over time, as Dani continued to gain more and more experience in the industry, dancing for others, she found herself struggling with a sense of unfulfillment. She was always in the background, while the real artists were up front singing, and she didn't think she was being taken seriously. When you combine that with the fact that dancing wasn't affording her the type of lifestyle that she had dreamt of, Dani decided that something had to change. Enter Prince. Yes, that Prince.
Prince ended up finding me when I was 18, and he reached out to me, wanted me to direct his music video. And he never told me where he found me, but, you know, I just assumed it was from something like that.
At 18 years old, Dani's life would change forever when she received an email from the world-famous singer. He had heard of her abilities as a dancer and choreographer and requested that she create a choreography submission for his upcoming music video, Breakfast Can Wait. She sent him a video of her ideas and he responded by offering her the opportunity to direct the entire thing. Prince showed up to her apartment. The Prince in your apartment lobby. Imagine concierge like just didn't know who this guy was. You just see a guy in an afro with glasses on, a cape and a cane. Like what? He looks like the Black Magneto.
I wrote the treatment and he loved it, and then from there he wanted it really big in the dance industry. So from there I just had auditions and basically just did this video on my own.
Dani had never even directed a music video before, but this was an opportunity she had been waiting for. Thankfully, all of her experience in the industry to this point had prepared for what she had to do, and she knocked it out of the park. Prince was so impressed with her final product that he began to mentor her in terms of her own musical journey. Next, Dani teamed up with another female rapper named Charlie, who she met on the set of that Prince video, and together they formed a musical act known as Curly Fries. But Prince's unfortunate passing in 2016 left Dani with a void in her life, and she was still feeling artistically stunted. By this point though, she was gaining enough traction around LA that she was taking meetings with some big-time labels. That year, she met with Epic, Interscope, and Def Jam. In her meeting with Epic, she just didn't mesh with their plans for her. They wanted her to focus on pop music and push her sexuality, but she wasn't interested in that. Her meeting with Interscope went a little bit better, but she still didn't feel like it was that match, and she ultimately started to wonder if signing to a label was even the right path for her. That's when she met with Def Jam, and after initially underwhelming them with her pop music selections, they responded favorably to her R&B records and decided to sign her on the spot.
Def Jam is awesome to me. After like all the labels that I met with, I'm like, this is home for sure. Like it just feels so right. And the fact that you guys got Dominican food here too, it's just like, dang.
The first single she released with their help was titled Play, and it blew up big time. Then 2018 gave way to her debut album, The Plan, which finally gave the world a taste of Dani's true talent as an artist and as she effortlessly switched between R&B and killer rap tracks. Her hit song off that album, Lil Baby, even featured a remix with, well, you guessed it, Lil Baby. It was a fantastic debut project that finally let the rest of the world in on what Dani knew all along, that she was always destined to be a superstar and not relegated to the background. Soon after the Kiki dance craze hit and before she knew it, Dani was riding a wave of success and notoriety that was capped off last year with the release of her second album, Movie. But it hasn't always been roses. The singer took to Instagram on January 21st to share a preview of the song alongside a caption referencing its lyrics, "Yellow bone, that's what he wants." Needless to say, the post quickly began to court controversy and accusations of colorism. Quick to respond to the backlash, she commented, "Why I can't make a song for my light-skinned baddies? Why y'all think I'm hating on other colors when there are millions of songs speaking on all types? Why y'all so sensitive and take it personal? God damn." But she didn't stop there. She doubled down on Twitter saying, "Congratulations, y'all got another thing to say about me. When you hate, it's all good. Only God can cancel me. That don't mean to me because the people around me are the ones that know my heart and intention in real life. I'm sorry if I offended you." The post has since been deleted, but the singer took to social media to make a formal apology and explain her side of the story. Where will DaniLeigh go from here? Well, that's a question for another day. After all, this is Before They're Famous. What do you guys think of DaniLeigh's come up? Be sure to let us know in the comments down below. If you guys want to vote on what we do next, be sure to follow us on Instagram at Before They're Famous, and I'll see you guys next video. Bye.